Welcome to the Magnify Your Miracles podcast. Get ready to be inspired, uplifted, and connected to the miraculous energy of unconditional love that I call Mother Mary. If you're a highly sensitive, highly creative entrepreneur or light worker, and you want to magnify your impact and your intuition, you are in the right place. I'm your host, Reverend Frances Faden, interfaith minister, intuitive coach, and author of Meditation is Friendship with God. I can't wait to share miraculous stories, books, meditations, messages, and interviews with other miraculous light workers just like you. Are you ready to magnify your miracles? What are we waiting for? Let's get started. Hello, my miraculous friend, and welcome to another episode of the Magnify Your Miracles podcast. This is Reverend Frances Faden, and I am so grateful that we get to spend this time together helping you to magnify your miracles. I have such an awesome book to share with you today to help you do just that. But before we get into that, let's take a few deep breaths together, get ourselves grounded and centered. If you are driving, please keep your eyes open, but you can always bring your awareness to your breath. Breathing in the energy of expansion and breathing out anything you no longer need. And as you are letting your mind and your body and your spirit all show up in the same place at the same time, having that inner alignment, knowing that whatever you hear today is going to be exactly what you need to help you move forward on your path and magnify your miracles. Let's take one more deep breath together in gratitude, and we can begin. All right, my friend, well, welcome back. I am just so happy and excited to be sharing this little book that is so powerful. Oh my goodness. I used to read this book over and over and over again. And, it's part of my story is that I lived in a spiritual community. I lived in an ashram for 6 years. And it was based on the teachings of this person, Paramahansa Yogananda. And this little book is called Scientific Healing Affirmations. And just when I picked it up and I started reading it, I was like, oh, I have to share this. This is so important, especially since right now, a lot of you have been sharing with me that you're going through some challenges. Some people are having health challenges. People are having relationship challenges or work challenge. It doesn't really matter. We're having challenges. And on the planet in general, there's a lot of really what Mother Mary likes to call turbulent energy. And that's what I like to say, a little turbulence going on, not good or bad, but depending upon how you respond to it. Well, you, my friend, have a powerhouse within you, and it is the power of your voice. And when you combine the power of your voice with your willpower, with your words, and with your heart, oh my God, you can change your environment. You can change your results. You can change everything. So this little book, I think when I bought it, it was like $5. I don't know how much it is now, probably not much more than that. Scientific Healing Affirmations by Paramahansa Yogananda. You could take this one little book and study it for the rest of your life and probably become self-realized because everything, all the spiritual truths are in here. It's so amazing. So here what he says, this is what he says on page number 3, why affirmations work. Now I want to just say to you, when he talks about affirmations, he's not talking about them the way that you've heard them. He talks about affirmations the way that they're really meant to be done, that get the most result when you're combining, like I just said, your voice with your willpower, with your emotion, with all of your energy and spirit, all that combined. And that's what makes the changes really happen. So page 3, this is what he said. Why affirmations work. Man's word is spirit in man. Spoken words are sounds occasioned by the vibrations of thoughts. Thoughts are vibrations sent forth by the ego or by the soul. Every word you utter should be potent with soul vibration. A man's words are lifeless if he fails to impregnate them with spiritual force. Now, this is what he says dissipates your energy. Listen to this. Talkativeness, exaggeration, or falsehood makes your words as ineffective as paper bullets shot from a toy gun. The speech and prayers of garrulous or inaccurate persons are unlikely to produce beneficial changes in the order of things. Man's words should represent not only truth, but also his definite understanding and realization. Speech without soul force is like husks without corn. So, one of the things they say in the yoga tradition is that if you want to make your words powerful, if you want to become someone who can speak things into being, only tell the truth. Only tell the truth. I say this to a lot of my clients sometimes, and people who are wanting to become healers, is if you study the healing practice of Christ, if you go to the New Testament and you read it, only in one time, I think, it maybe two, but I think it's mostly one time, did he actually use something physical. I think he put some mud on somebody's eye and he spit on the ground or did something like that. The rest of the time, Jesus uses his words. He uses his voice. He says, get up, pick up your bed and walk. He says, your sins are forgiven you. He's not sprinkling them with holy water. He's not doing Reiki on them. He's not doing any of that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm only saying this to illustrate to you the power that you have within you is that same power that he had, which is combining your mind with your will, with your voice and your spirit. And by never speaking anything false, never lying, even exaggerating, according to Yogananda, you build up energy in your throat chakra, so that your words become potent. And this is how people do instantaneous manifestation, my friend. So at the bottom of page 3, he said, words saturated with sincerity, conviction, faith, and intuition are like highly explosive vibration bombs, which, when set off, shatter the rocks of difficulties and create the change desired. So I'm going to repeat that for you. Words saturated with sincerity, conviction, faith, and intuition are like highly explosive vibration bombs. When set off, shatter the rocks of difficulties and create the change desired. Avoid speaking unpleasant words, even if it's true. Sincere words or affirmations repeated understandingly, feelingly, and willingly are sure to move the omnipresent cosmic vibratory force to render aid in your difficulty. Appeal to that power with infinite confidence, casting out all doubt. Otherwise, the arrow of your attention will be deflected from its mark. After you have sown in the soil of cosmic consciousness your vibratory prayer seed, do not pluck it out frequently to see whether or not it has germinated. Give the divine forces a chance to work uninterruptedly. And then he says on page number 5, the bottom of page 4, he says, the Lord helps those who help themselves. And then the top of page 5, he gave you willpower, concentration, faith, reason, and common sense to use when trying to rid yourself of bodily and mental affliction. You should employ all those powers while simultaneously appealing to God. As you utter prayers or affirmations, always believe that you're using your own but God-given power to heal yourself and others. Ask his aid, but realize that you yourself, as his beloved child, are employing his gifts of will, emotion, and reason to solve all difficult problems of life. A balance should be struck between the medieval idea of wholly depending on God and the modern way of sole reliance on the ego. So then he goes into talking about physical illnesses and other things that are going on different levels in your life, different situations in your life. So I'm actually going to share with you one of my favorite ones. So the whole first part of this book is he's explaining to you, how does it work? How does it work? Part 2 is methods of practice. So on page number 37, it says techniques for affirmation, the preliminary rules. He says you should be doing this if you can in the morning as soon as you wake up. Number 1, sit facing north or east. If you can, sit in a chair with a wool blanket, if you have one. Close your eyes and concentrate on the medulla oblongata, which is the back of the neck. That's right where your skull meets your neck. Keep your spine erect, your chest high, your abdomen in. Take a deep breath and exhale it 3 times. Relax the body and keep it motionless. Empty the mind of all restless thoughts and withdraw its attention from bodily sensations. Do not think of any particular kind of healing you need. Cast away anxiety, distrust, and worry. Realize calmly and trustingly that the divine law works and is all powerful. All right, so let me give you the one that I'm going to read, and I want us to do this one together on page 56. I love this one. It's affirmation by power of will. Concentrate your will simultaneously on the medulla oblongata, which is right at the back of the neck, where the skull and the neck meet, and on the point between the eyebrows, and repeat the following, first loudly and gradually more softly until you are whispering. So we're going to do this 3 times. I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to give you the ability to repeat it after me. I will life force to charge. With godly will, I will it charge. Through my nerves and muscles all, my tissues, limbs, and all, with vibrant, tingling fire, with burning, joyous power, in blood and glands, by sovereign command, I bid you flow. By my command, I bid you glow. By my command, I bid you glow. And now a little softer. Repeat after me. I will life force to charge. With godly will, I will it charge. Through my nerves and muscles all, my tissues, limbs, and all, with vibrant, tingling fire, with burning, joyous power, in blood and glands, by sovereign command, I bid you flow. By my command, I bid you glow. By my command, I bid you glow. And now we'll do it in a whisper. I will life force to charge. With godly will, I will it charge. Through my nerves and muscles all, my tissues, limbs, and all, with vibrant, tingling fire, with burning, joyous power, in blood and glands, by sovereign command, I bid you flow. By my command, I bid you glow. By my command, I bid you glow. And now just let yourself be in that energy and feel the power and the energy moving through your body temple. Let yourself feel that blessing from Paramahansa Yogananda. Now, if that's the first time that you've done something like this and you feel the difference, please, my friend, do yourself a favor and get this book. This little book can change your life in a very dramatic way. The thing that Yogananda said, which I believe, is that these prayers and all of his prayers and all of his affirmations are what's called spiritualized, meaning that he said them over and over until he actually felt a result or a response from the universe. He felt God's response. That becomes a spiritualized prayer, which means that when you say it, it's kind of like jumping in a river that's already moving at a good clip. You get the benefit of the fact that these are spiritualized affirmations. These are spiritualized prayers. So I would love to hear what you think about this. Have you done these before? What did you notice? Is this the first time you're doing it? Did you feel any energy? Let yourself practice. I'm going to put this particular affirmation in the show notes, which you can find it on my website under podcasts. Find this episode and you click on that episode, and that's where you'll find the show notes. I'm going to put it in there, but I really recommend that you get the book if you can and start working with it. All right, my friend, I love sharing with you things and tools that I know are going to help you magnify your miracles, and I know that this will. As always, remember that the key to magnifying your miracles is to know that your miracle is already here. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends. You can share it on social media. Let people who are interested in magnifying their miracles know about it. I appreciate it so much. God bless you and have a great time, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Magnify Your Miracles podcast. I'm so grateful to be able to spend this time with you. If you want even more inspiration, feel free to visit my website, francisfaden.com or magnifyyourmiracles.com. And if you did enjoy this episode, I would really appreciate it if you left a review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever it is that you connect with awesome podcasts. Remember, the key to magnifying your miracles is remembering that your miracle is already here.